podcast.
Hello everyone, this is Ayushi Farasi and welcome back to our segment of podcast. Today we have a very special guest with us. Mr. Dileep is a highly effective technical analyst and a public speaker. Mr. Dileep has worked in various reputed organizations for more than a decade like Reliance, TCS and many more. Today we'll be in conversation with Mr. Vedavyas and Mr. Dileep, and it's going to be a very interesting topic, that is stocks and spirituality. So now let's get into conversation with Mr. Vedavyas and Mr. Dileep. Thank you for joining us, sir. So starting with the basics, that what is stock trading?
So stock trading is a different scenario from stock investment. So stock trading should be considered as a business. It's not an investment, or it's not a inactive work. It's not a passive work. It is an active work. So stock trading should be done as a profession, not as just a game. So that if you play it as a game, it can be termed as gambling. But if you learn and do it as a business, it can be a profession. So stock trading in small terms, it's buying and selling stocks each day or each in given some time.
Now if we move towards the spirituality aspects, before that we would like to know about what are the challenges that you usually face in stock trading.
Okay. In any business, what is the challenge generally? They have skill, there is no market for them. But in stock trading, there is market ready for them. You have opportunity every day. The challenge is with skill. And now coming to skill, there are two types. Analysis part of it and then the discipline part of it. Analysis part of it is only 20% whatever you learn, but how you implement, how your mind actually works, there is actually 80%. So how disciplined are you in trading is matters, because when you are in front of the system or in front of the chart or in front of the live market, it is not as same as you predict earlier before the market starts. It make you to bounce, like your thoughts will be around it, and you may close it on time, you may not close it on time. So booking profits and booking losses on time is the biggest challenge. We say squaring of the position in technical term, but squaring of the position on time is one of the biggest challenge for retail traders. Placing stop loss in the system is again another challenge. And over trading, maybe you are in profits on the start of the day, but you tend to over trade. That is another challenge for retail traders. And not holding to big losses, this is another challenge. I mean, small loss is okay, break even is okay, small profit is okay, big profit is definitely okay. But the challenge is with big losses. How disciplined are you to avoid big losses? That is another challenge. And win percentage. How many trades are you doing and what is your win percentage? If you are above 60%, with a 2:1, that means profit is 2 rupees and 1 rupee is loss whenever there is a loss. And if it is 60% win percentage, you are on the positive side of the trading business. But if it is below that, it's a challenge. So how are you actually overcoming these? Most of these are with your discipline, not with actual skill. Squaring off on time, win percentage, not over trading, all is this with most of the discipline side of it, not with just skill. And yes, it comes with experience.
So Mr. Vyas, how do we deal with these kind of challenges?
Now I'd like to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
You said it's about discipline.
Yep.
So there are many automated tools, like you program it into a computer program, and computer can't break discipline.
True.
Right?
True.
Would that be better than person trading?
With the experience I have, I prefer automated trading, sir. So compared with the in-person trading.
Okay. With your experience, the big profit, did it come because you planned for it? Could it be automated, or was it because you are in person, you could book it?
Yeah, in person we could book it.
If it was automated, was it possible?
No. Because order for a certain price and it could have executed at that time itself.
Right.
So we would miss an opportunity to extend the order to next level.
Okay, good. So this instinct, do you think that can be automated? That if we feel like we are going to get better profit and changing that thing,
Okay.
Do you think it can be automated?
Yeah, there are possibilities, sir. Like there is a system called trailing stop loss.
Right.
The price moves up or down, whatever it is. The stop loss can be further moved up in that way. But there would be few practical challenges for sure.
Good. So considering all this, from what you're saying, what I understand is, though there are options, if you have to really book good profits, big profits, then we can't have it completely automated.
Sure, true,
The only reason you prefer automation is to avoid big losses.
true.
As there are no emotions attached to it, maybe
Yes.
that way.
So that is what I'm speaking about in this issue is the human element can create big profits if we have control over our emotions. We are better at booking bigger profits. But the question is, do we have discipline? The moment you remove emotions from the picture and try to automate it, then automatically you are losing big profits as well.
True, very true.
Right? So it will be very conservative.
Correct.
So the element of risk taking is because of emotions. If we didn't have those emotions, there is nothing to risk. If there is no risk, as they say, there is no profit.
True.
So now that we understand this, now let's examine the risk aspect. So the three challenges that you expressed. One you said is square off, that is booking profits or booking losses.
On time.
Both are important. To limit losses, we have to book losses. If we stop booking losses, then there will be big losses.
Big losses. True.
And to book profits, again, there is a risk that every time a market goes up, a stock goes up, it can also come down. So either do we take profits at that level, or shall we risk them going down and book higher profits? These are the decisions any trader takes every moment of on the screen, right?
True.
So that is very exciting. Actually, that is the part people enjoy, I think. That's why you are in the stock market. If that is removed and automated, then it will become very boring,
Monotonous.
right?
True.
So it will become monotonous. They have nothing to do. You automate and it's not a profession anymore, right? So the trading itself becomes irrelevant sort of, unless it is done in a large scale by some experimental thing in a corporate environment, or I don't know. But the basic point is a retail trader that we are speaking about really experiences it because of his emotions. And because their emotions are going up and down, they are loving what they are doing. They are booking great profits sometimes, and sometimes big losses. But again, as I said, discipline is very important in the long term on the average. So what is affecting these disciplines? Why are we not able to be disciplined?
So
Dilip will be.
this is very easy to answer out of the system when I'm not in front of the screen. Why do we not being disciplined is the fear of booking loss. We know we should accept loss is a part of the game. But as a trader or as a sportsman also, we feel challenged to win every game, right? Every game is played to win. Here also every trade is done to win. So that emotion of I'm okay to book loss at some places. The fear of booking, accepting that is actual monster there. And it will be out of your control at one point of time. And the hope comes in, not the analysis part. The hope comes in, and the hope will expect you to that profit, that loss to come down or go to even profits. And then you wait, and then it go to big loss, and it will be out of your control.
Now that we are talking about emotions, so let us understand this in a better way. So Mr. Dilip, I want you to tell Mr. Vyas that what does stock trading actually mean to you, and what are the different emotions that are attached to stock trading?
Stock trading for me, as I told in the earlier, it's a business. Stock trading is a business which I love to do. and it has it is more adventurous. It's not just beyond curiosity, it's more adventurous. So what are the different emotions is it always gives an opportunity every minute, every day. There is nothing like I have lost an opportunity, there is no more opportunity. No, there are opportunities every day. So this feeling gives a lot of hope. Okay, let's do it tomorrow again, we'll average it, we'll make our win percentage better. And of course I'm happily successfully be trading from especially from last 1.5 2 years. But when I see last 5 years or 6 years, the overall experience coming to be green. So my emotions are positive towards it. I'm happy trading it. Overall good experience, but it is not that easy. A fear, if I lose control, or fear from the past experiences. These are few things around that.
So can you just help Dilip remove his fear when it comes to stock trading?
So, first of all, again, as I said in our last episode, there is no negative emotion. Fear also is good to certain extent.
True.
It's only when it increases beyond certain level, then there is an issue. Again, the fear itself was generated because of the greed.
Right.
Even greed is good to certain extent. And when it intensity increases beyond, then greed appears like hope. We have to distinguish between these two.
Very true, very true. You're on.
Right? So, am I hopeful or am I greedy?
Yeah.
That's very difficult to see at that point, because sometimes when you are hopeful or greedy, no matter what, you book big profit that day. Because market forces are bigger than your individual karmic forces. But that doesn't override karma in long term, because you might have taken few good profits because of certain positions. But again, on the long term, it will get averaged out if your karma is not positive. What does this karma being positive, negative? It's simple. If you are able to distinguish between hope and greed, between fear and caution, and check that, that is our karma actually. As I said, the intensity of emotions that we are holding, our triggers in various aspects of our life is our karma. And in stock market, these emotions are like this. So on one side, there is fear of booking losses, big losses. On one side, there is greed to earn more. And on one side, there can be hope, a real hope that I'll do better. And on the other side, there could be disciplined caution.
Right.
And there are many emotions. Again, sometimes if you book losses, then there is sadness, there is disappointment, and there are so many other emotions come into picture. Thus, karma becomes complicated and complicated. There are so many emotions getting piled up. So for each individual traders, what are the emotions driving them? Because as I said, again and again multiple times, all our decisions are not because of what we know. Like he said, actually, technical analysis of what is good stocks to trade in is only 20% of the trade. 80% is the decision making, that is the emotional aspect. That is driving and making someone a good trader or a bad trader, successful trader or a failure trader. Whether they are in good profits over a period of time and long time, or they are just struggling and hopeful and putting all the money earned in other ways into this. They are both kind. And why are they doing it? Again, there are a number of different reasons. One of the key reason I feel is people don't like to fail, like you said. They play to win. And this is an addiction sometimes. And sometimes it's a healthy addiction, sometimes it is a worst addiction. So for each person, their karma is in their emotions that are driving those decisions. So if we really want to understand the karmic aspect of trading, it's not about what's actually happening on the trading. That is also another aspect that is affecting it. On the trading scene, what's happening in the world around, what's happening, what's affecting the market, that has a significant effect up to 20%, like I said. But majority is my contribution about it is what are the emotions I am facing, what is it triggering inside me, and what is the basis on which I'm taking my decisions. Am I aware of it? So the extent we are aware of it, we are actually in control of our decisions. The extent we are not aware of it, we assume that this whole thing is logical or rational, then that guy nobody can help. Because emotions are irrational. So 80% of stock trading, as I said, is irrational. And because it is irrational, it's fun. And because it's irrational, there is so much, suspense, so much potential, in other sense, for profit and loss. So if for someone who is taking this as a business, as a profession, they are putting their lives, whole earning into it, sort of. And for them it's very important to be aware of those emotions and what's actually driving their business. Once the person becomes more and more aware, then the person becomes better and better. If they are not aware, karma is the biggest teacher. It will punish you.
Right.
And make sure that you learn.
Right.
Either you learn or it will break you.
True.
Right? So that is the reason many people start stock trading, but very few become professionals. Many people who become professionals cannot sustain beyond certain time. And to become really long-term trader as a profession requires lot of discipline. And that discipline can only come with self-awareness. That is spirituality. Being aware of where your karma is and releasing those energies regularly is the only way to be disciplined. Otherwise, if you are keeping on suppressing the emotions, they will kick in the most uncomfortable time in the trading session.
True, very true.
Suddenly your fear goes up, or suddenly you overtrade because your greed has gone up and it looks like hope. Right? So that awareness is very important.
There are many more questions that we need to discuss when it comes to stock trading. So we'll be again in conversation with stocks and spirituality. Sure. Thank you so much for joining in,
My
sir.
pleasure.
Thank you so much, sir. So today we were in conversation with Mr. Vedavyas and Mr. Dileep on stocks and spiritualities, and I hope that this subject would help all the stock traders out there. So keep watching PMC English for more updates. This is Ayushi Farasi signing off.